test. W5OG testing. Is that W2WLD? Can you hear me now, Bill?
Yeah, you're back up to an 8. What was going on?
Well, I'm not sure. I had to reset. All I had to do is turn the amplifier off and turn it back on. But, you know, sometimes the electrons all don't go in the same direction. You have to call the whole thing to attention and get them marching together, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it came back up and it's working now. So, and I'll be glad to bring in. Did John say he would bring in Don Bill W5OG?
Yeah, affirmative. John is going to do that. And I don't think you had your tongue in the right place, Dale. Over.
That must have been it, Bill. I don't know. Anyway, you have a good signal, and we're back in business. W5OG. Be standing by.
Yeah, you're a good solid 7, Joe.
You're about the same here, but perfectly beautiful. Practically W5 ABI, stand by for next.
Let's see a 75 watts. Yep, it'll interfere.
W5PIX, were you calling me Cliff, W5OG?
Yes, W5OG, W5PIX, yep. I'm just running barefoot. Turn this thing down to 30 watts. You were nice and loud on SDR2.
Well, I had the antenna turned that way. I thought that I would be able to get to the SDR there. But anyway, yeah, the amplifier just refused to come on. I had to turn it off and turn it back on, and then it behaved.
Just like a child. Anyway, yeah, I'm on 70 watts right now, so it's not interfering too bad with the truck.
Yeah, I hear you well on Utah there, so mighty fine. I'll be standing by for the test. W5OG.
And W5PIX be standing by also. Good morning to Larry there, LTT.
Yeah, you're inside, Joe, W5OG. Thank you.
AM4 CAX N5B.
This is Whiskey 2, Whiskey Lima Delta, upstate New York. Net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club. Our net begins at the top of the hour, just about 5 minutes. W2WLD. Good morning. This is Whiskey 2, Whiskey Lima Delta, Net Control for the Air Force's Flyers Club, an association of members and veterans of the military air services from all branches of the armed forces. Our membership includes air crew, ground crew, missile crew, air traffic control, and all aviation support personnel. Our net meets on this frequency daily at 1500 UTC. Our purpose is to promote fellowship among radio amateurs who devoted a portion of their lives to support the missions of our Air Force. If you want more information about us, please check our website. It's airforcesflyersclub.org. I say again, airforcesflyersclub.org. Next format, we're establishing a list using a variety of sources such as direct check-in, NetLogger. We have a conference note on Echo Link, Alpha Foxtrot, Foxtrot Charlie. And we also monitor certain web SDR sites like Utah number 2. This is a control net, but you do not have to be a member or be associated with either the military or aviation to check in. We welcome guests. To contact net control initially, please use one of the words contact, relay, info, or check-in as appropriate. Once we have our list, we'll go down the list pretty much in order for comments. We do like to limit those to about 2 minutes. Time remaining, we'll go back down the list a second time for our final comments and our 73s. If you wish to be a short timer today, please let me know up front so that we can move you toward the top of the list. My name is Bill, Bravo India Lima Lima, and I'm located in upstate New York near the capital, Albany. My call sign again is Whiskey 2, Whiskey Lima Delta. Break. Okay, thus far I have on my list K0ZNC, who will be simulcast in by John, WA6LJS. We have our 2 mobiles, W5TIX, Uncle Clifford, and KB0 Lima Lima Tango Larry. Good morning, gentlemen. We have Mike, WW5ENZ. We have Lee, N5 Bravo Echo, who I believe is doing taking care of our list today. We have our Commander Bob, K1BOB. I heard Lee, W4PUO. James had a beautiful signal in here this morning, KG5 Papa Tango Echo. We have John out in Hamul, WA6LJS. We have Carl, our ops officer, KF7GJO in Sparks, Nevada. We have Dale, W5OG, who's in East Texas. And I heard earlier K1VOB talking with another Bill, K5 Yankee Victor India. Not sure he's going to stay with us, but he's welcome. We have Kilo 8 Alpha Foxtrot Russell. I heard John, W7AJN. I heard my neighbor Ray, WB2JJO. We have another guest, Bobby K. Let me see what I've got here. It's for Hotel Alpha Mike. Trying to read the second letter there. I've got it on my list. Okay, and then we have Jack in Georgia, KM4CAX. We have Brian, WB5DRI. And Charles, K4YDB. Charles is simulcasting, or not simulcasting, he's free streaming our net on YouTube. If you're interested in watching that, go to YouTube, put in the call sign Kilo 4 Yankee Delta Bravo, and that live stream will pop right up for you. You also have the advantage of being able to read the question of the day on that site. Okay, and then I heard Joe, W5ABI, from Northern California, Bob, NX6RG, and we have Mike, KQ6C. Break. Yeah, that was Kilo Yankee 4 Hotel Alpha Mike, Bobby. I've got it now. All right, are there any other check-ins for the Air Force's Flyers Club net? Call now. Does anyone on the list need to be a short timer? Call now. Nothing heard. John, WA6LJS, would you put out a call from California, please?
Wilco, this WA6LJS relaying for net control for the Wednesday morning Air Force Flyers net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. Nothing heard out west. Back to you, Bill.
Thank you. Dale, would you put out a call from Texas, please?
Be glad to, Bill. This is Whiskey 5 Oscar Golf relaying for net control. Taking check-ins for the Air Force's Flyers Club net members or guests. Call now. All quiet, just those crickets, Bill. Back to them.
Those doggone crickets. Thank you. Okay, well, let me try it one more time. Any last-minute check-ins here for the Air Force's Flyers Club? Call now. Nothing heard. The question of the day is a very straightforward one, I believe. What was the first jet fighter in American service to reach 1,000 miles per hour? One more time. What was the first jet fighter in American service to reach 1,000 miles per hour? Was it A, the F-100 Super Sabre? A, the F-100 Super Sabre. Was it B, the F-86 Sabre? Was it B, the F-86 Sabre? Or was it C, the F-11F Tiger? Perhaps it was C, the F-11F Tiger. Or was it D, Delta, the F-8 Crusader? Was it Delta, the F-8 Crusader? Does anyone need a repeat of anything about that question? Call now. Okay, very good. Well, let's start down the list, see what happens today. John, WA6LJS, would you please bring in Don, K0ZNC? Good morning, Don.
Wilco, K0ZNC, you're up, Don. WA6LJS, simulcast.
John, K0ZNC. Boy, the distance are not very good for the FTR today. Or FTR. You were on, John. I just barely hear you, and I just barely hear Bill on the FTR. So, okay, we head over to the FTR. It's a big week today. Hopefully, people will hear you locally. If they hear you locally, then they'll hear me. Good morning, everyone. This is K0ZNC, John in Longmont, Colorado. They've had a really nice day, bright today for spring. It's more typical of our springtime weather. It's currently 36 degrees, and we reach a high today of, I think they said 48. And going from as usual, no moisture in the forecast. No rain, no snow, no drizzle, nothing. Fortunately, we've only had one fire this year that caused damage. That did 2 weeks ago, so let's hope that trend keeps up. But let's change the forecast from the 0 to something else more positive for us, so we get the moisture. Sure, the question, Bill, I'm going to make a stab at it, but I think you said what was the first fighter? I believe you said to reach 1,000 miles an hour. I think that was it. I really don't know. Put me down for Charlie. I'm going to Charlie out. And I don't know if there was a following bonus question or not. If there was, bring the Charlie for me. on the 7 and 3 round. Perhaps I'll be here, and we'll try to get on there again at that time. With that, thanks to both of you, Bill and John, for getting me on here today. I really do appreciate all the help you guys give me. I really appreciate it. Back to you, Bill, W2WLD via WA6LJS. This is K0ZFC. WA6LJS, back to net.
Okay, well, I got most of that, Don. And John, thank you for the simulcast. And I believe Don picked Charlie. Okay, Cliff was in and out of the noise. Let's see if he's hearing me now. W5PIX, W2WLD. Uncle Cliff, you're up. Very good, Cliff. I heard you very comfortably on Utah number 2 and got your answer as Alpha. Let's go to another professional mobile here. Larry, KB0LLC, W2WLD. You're up.
W2WLD and the net, KB0LTC 18-wheel mobile, Minnesota. Good morning, Bill. Good morning to all the flyers. Current weather conditions at my location here in central Minnesota at the Olivia Regional Airfield. I've got winds 9 or 0 at 16, clouds overcast at 500, weather with light rain, visibility 1.7, temperature 34, dew point 32 Fahrenheit, humidity 93%, and the altimeter 29 or 32. And hope everybody's having a pleasant day thus far. They got some snow through this area yesterday, I guess, or overnight. The roads are just wet, but everything else is white. If Bing Crosby were here, he'd be happy because they'd be definitely having a white Christmas. As far as the answer, my answer to the question is going to be D Delta for my answer, Bill. Back to you, W2WLD from KB0LTC Mobile.
Very fine, Larry. What a signal. What are you running, a 7-element beam, over?
I think I have a good ground plane. The antennas, these mobile antennas aren't much more than a coat hanger, but it's all about the grounding, Phil.
Well, whatever. It's working great. All right, got your answer as Delta. Let's go to Chief Mike, WW5ENZ, W2WLD. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning again, Bill. W2WLD, WW5ENZ here. Yeah, it's a pretty day here in Oklahoma. We had thunderstorms roll through here about, I think it was about 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning. But nothing really significant, just a long line of showers. Probably headed over towards the east there. Anyway, let's see. My barometer is 2959, I think. Yeah, 2959. Boy, that's good. And we got 64 degrees, so that's not bad. And our winds are 2 out of 360 anyway. So not bad. Anyway, as far as the question goes, gosh, it's Wednesday, and Bill's got the, of course, the net. So I'm going to pick a Navy airplane. I'm going to go with Delta. I'm going to go Delta for my guess. And anyway, now I'll turn it back to you, Bill. W2WLD, WW5ENZ.
Okay, Mike. Well, Mike thinks I'm being parochial and went with a Navy aircraft, so he picked Delta. Let's see what Lee has to say. N5 Bravo Echo W2WLD. Good morning, Lee.
W2WLD M5B. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, everybody on the net. Mike, I'm sorry I missed your answer. I was switching between SDRs and I just dropped you out. And I've got a lot of lightning between you and me right now, and I'm watching the weather very closely. I may have to pull the plug, and if I do, I'll put something in the aim window. Bill, I love this question. I knew pilots who flew every one of these aircraft. All of them. So I think this question is loaded with nuance traps, because there's the first one that went supersonic, the first one that went supersonic and level flight, and there's one that is the champion there. So I love the question. So I'm going with Delta, the last of the gunfighters. W2WLD N5B. Love it, Bill.
Okay, Lee, very good. And I appreciate your analysis, and once again, I'm impressed with your history. Let's go to our commander, Bob, K1BOB, W2WLD. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Bill. W2WLD, K1BOB. Good morning to all the flyers out there. Life got back to normal last night. Finally got power back at 10:45 at night. Okay. Anyway, I love the F8 as well as the F-14. My name for the F8 is the Hunchback, because I think the variable wing was real cool, so they could land by pitching it up. Anyway, gunfighters, and that reminds me of my old wing at Mountain Home here for 2 tours, because the F4s that preceded the F-111s, the wing was called the Gunfighters. We never fought with our guns, though. Let's see. Val Kilmer died, I guess, this morning. He was known for Top Gun in the F-14 and Tombstone, which we about Tombstone. That he said, and he was also known for Batman. Anyway, he died at 65 from brain cancer, and that was a ongoing thing. And he was in the last Top Gun movie as the general. And they said they had to get that done. There was even borrowed points and things when you put it on the throat. And that's a funny voice. So my answer is going to be D. Answer Delta. Weird conditions here, Bill. I guess you're likely still. Talking to the social station pretty darn well. But people west and south of me, man, it's pretty late. I'm going to turn the antenna down to see you home. I'm off mic this time around. I just went over before. K1BOB, that's W2WLD. I love your question.
Okay, Bob, thank you. And I didn't hear that. I knew Iceman, Val Kilmer, apparently passed away. I haven't seen the news this morning, but that's too bad. I knew he was very ill. Let's see. Let's go to Lee, W4PUO, W2WLD.
W2WLD, W4PUO. Good morning again, Bill, and good morning all the flyers. You know, I don't know that much about Navy airplanes, and I know that they modified the 100 initially with a Coke bottle fuselage, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that was to get the speed up there. So I'm going to go with Charlie, I believe. I think Charlie was the F-100. If not, switch my answer over. But that's my answer for today, Bill. Nice day here in Belleville. Got a little things to do for the XYL. Put up a concrete bird bath this morning that was a lot heavier than I can lift, but my neighbor came over. So we got her done without breaking anybody's back. Good to hear everybody today, and I'll be sticking around. W4PUO, back to net.
Okay, very good, Lee. And you still got a nice signal. Got your answer as Charlie. Let's go to James, KT5PTE, W2WLD. Good morning, James. KT5PTE, you there?
Yeah, KT5PTE, Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry. I was grabbing my breakfast real quick. I thought I had the speaker turned up, and I thought I was going to get W4PUO first. But, hey, I'm going to go with Delta, the gunfighter, the FA Crusader. You know, Bill, I was down there at Pensacola last month at the Naval Museum, and I was walking around that aircraft. They had two of them. They had one outside, and they had one of them inside. Beautiful looking plane, like brand new. And I think that is an awesome fighter, and I really enjoyed seeing the FA Crusader. I was really amazed by it, and I'm definitely going with Delta, the gunfighter, the FA Crusader. You know, it was from what Cliff was telling me, they were going to use that as a Blue Angel jet, but then the admirals decided to go with the F4. So maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know, but Delta's my answer, and thanks for running the net, Bill. W2WLD KG5PT.
Okay, James, very good. Yeah, I remember when that decision was made by the Blues to go to the A4 rather than the F8. And I think a lot of pilots were disappointed in that, although the A4 is a very nice little airplane. Let's go to John, WA6LJS, W2WLD.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Well, you went down a little bit. You're about an S5 right now, S5, but I'm still copying, but not your normal strength. Good morning to the net. This is WA6LJS, where it's currently 49 degrees and very cloudy. We might have a little rain tomorrow or this afternoon. I'm not sure, but so it's kind of overcast and cold out here. As far as the question, I'm going to go with Delta also. I think it was the F8, that first aircraft to hit 1,000 miles an hour. So put me down for D, Delta. And also, I want to thank N5BE Leon very much for that interesting video that you sent me on the B-58. That is really a good one. It was about Bunker Hill, where I spent my whole career in the Air Force at Bunker Hill Air Force Base on the B-58. And it was very interesting about that accident I think it was December of '64. That's the time that I left Bunker Hill, and I took my discharge at that time. But right about that time, we had a major accident on the base with a nuclear weapon, and that was a very good coverage on that video that you sent Lee. So thanks for that. Other than that, back to you, Bill. W2WLD, WA6LJS.
Very fine, John. Yeah, our path has deteriorated to two or three S units. Well, hopefully it'll work its way back up. Let's go to our Ops Officer, Carl, KF7GJO. What's new in Sparks, Carl, over?
Well, good morning, Bill, and the group. KF7GJO here. Overcast, cloudy, occasional rain, occasional snow, cold, it's windy. Other than that, it's a beautiful day. Oh, man. Yeah, it's been this old one-legged man in a ass-kicking contest the last few days. Anyway, what can I say? You get busy with things, and it's like interest on your savings account. You do one thing, and that leaves two more that need to be done, and then four, and then eight, and so anyway, what am I saying? I'm just saying it's something that everybody has heard 1,000 times before. Conditions are certainly lousy this morning. Thank goodness that Utah is up, but boy, the static crashes are just really, really bad all the way around. On to the net, to the question, first jet fighter to reach 1,000 miles per hour. Well, you don't have it on the chart. That would have been the Bell X-1, but then that's not jet, that's rocket power. Let's see. Alpha, the Hun, is the first airplane to go supersonic in level flight. F-86, I believe, and the Tiger were both subsonic. So that kind of, by process of elimination, brings me down to the old F8 Crusader. So we're going to go with D Delta this morning, Bill. So I'll be with you through the end to find out how well I did. So back, good net under trying conditions, buddy. So back to you. W2WLD Bills 7 GJO.
Very fine, Carl. I had to strain my ears a bit, but copied all of that on the local radio and got your answer as Delta. Let's go to Dale, W5OG, W2WLD. You're up, Dale.
Yeah, fine, Bill. Good morning again to you, and good morning to all on the net this morning. And this is W5OG from East Texas, where we're under, well, I guess I think most of the thunderstorms are going to pass north of us as it's situated right now. But hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain out of this, but it's overcast and looks like it could come a shower. But so far it's pretty dry. And I don't know what he's thinking, but my yard guy just showed up. I guess maybe he knows something I don't about this impending rainstorm. So, anyway, I think it's parochial D for Dale there for me, Bill. And good question. F8's a pretty airplane. I have to grant you that. One of the few Navy airplanes. Somehow or another, Navy seems to me like they buy a lot of ugly airplanes, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Anyway, back to you, Bill. Probably not the right statement for today. But anyway, and some really good-looking airplanes too, and the F8 is one of them. So back to you, Bill, and I'll be here at the bottom this morning. W2WLD, W5OG.
All right. Okay, I'm your lawn guy. I went with a lawn guy starting about 5 years ago. Got tired of going and buying all that stuff and spreading it and having to wait for the right weather to come along. So it's all done automatically now. And Navy has ugly aircraft. The P-3 is the most beautiful four-engine aircraft there ever was. Let's see. Let's go to Russ. K8 Alpha Fox, W2WLD. Good morning, Russ.
W2WLD K8AF. Tough copy this morning on a lot of people. Got to be on the SDR today. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Beautiful day. It's about 40 degrees right now, sunny skies in central Washington. And I'm going to go with Delta because it seems to make sense to me. Hope everyone's having a good day. Thank you for running the net, Bill. And back to you, W2WLD K8AF.
Well, you're welcome, Russ. And I'm copying you pretty well on the local here today. There is a lot of static, but I don't think we have any electrical storms nearby, so... Oh, well. Let's go to John, W7AJN, W2WLD. Are you still there, John?
W2WLD, W7AJN. Good morning, Bill. And good morning to all the flyers on the net. It's a nice day here in Peoria, Arizona, where it is currently 56 degrees, going up to 65. So, very pleasant day today. Let's see. My son was over yesterday afternoon late and spent some time, and then he left. And then about 2 hours later, Michaela and her mother stopped over, spent some time with us. So everything's good. Susan's good as well as Michaela. So good thing. Let's see. On your question, Bill, I'm going to have to use conventional wisdom and pick the Crusader. So that'll be my answer, and I'll be one and done at this time, but I'll listen out for the answer. So everybody make it a wonderful day because you're in charge of it. This is W7AJN, back to net control.
Okay, very good, John, with the one and done. And thank you. We're so happy that the ladies are doing well. Have a great day, 73. Let me go to my neighbor here in New Jersey, Ray, WB2JJO, W2WLD. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Bill. W2WLD from WB2JJO. Well, I can hear myself on Utah SDR. I hope you can hear me there, Bill. It's rough copy here today. I'm using 3 SDRs, and the best one so far is Charlie's. I'm able to hear just about everybody on Charlie's SDR system. But anyway, I'll make it real quick. We got 50 degrees and sunshine. And my answer is going to be Delta. I'll say again, the answer is going to be Delta for the question. So good to hear you there, Bill, and I hope things are okay up there in New York. W2WLD, WB2JJO. Back to you, sir.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I had to copy you on Utah. I could hear you on the local radio, but couldn't make out much. And Utah has those static crashes, so I got it all, Ray. All right, let's see if our guest is still with us. I believe it's Bobby, Kilo Yankee 4 Hotel Alpha Mike, W2WLD. What do you have for our net, Bobby? KY4HAM, W2WLD. Well, I probably should have moved him up in the order, but we'll try it one more time on the 73. Let's go to Jack, KM4CAX, W2WLD. Jack, does the Navy have ugly aircraft? KM4CAX, W2WLD. Dale, just in case, would you give him a call? Maybe he's not hearing upstate New York. Over.
KM4CAX, are you there, Jack? You're up for the net, W5OG relay. I'm sure I would hear him, Bill, if he were there. So back to net, W5OG.
Yeah, I hear all the time, regardless of what's going on with propagation. So maybe you got called away. So let's go back to Texas. WB5DRI, W2WLD. Good morning, Brian.
Yeah, good morning, Bill. W2WLD, WB5DRI. Well, good to be back on the net this morning, and good to hear everybody. I hope everybody is having a good day there. It's about 75 degrees here. We're a little overcast this morning, and going to get up to almost 90 today, to 89, I think is what they're calling for, almost 90 degrees, and I think our low is about 70 degrees. So anyway, spring is definitely in the offing down here. But good to be here, and great question this morning, Bill. I think I'm going to go with the Delta answer. I think that makes the most sense since we've had quite a few folks that have indicated that they believe that you're going after a Navy aircraft there, and I would agree with the group there. So thanks for getting us in there, Bill, and I'll turn it back to you, and hope everybody has a great day there, and I'll stick around to the bottom. W2WLD, WB5DRI, back to net. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning again, Brian. And boy, that antenna is still working. You're 5.9 plus. I think the strongest signal coming in today. Let's go to Charlie, K4YDB. Thank you for the streaming and putting the question on there, Charlie. You're up.
W2WLD, K4YDB. Well, thanks for that, Bill. I hope everybody's having a good morning right now. It's currently 74 degrees here, and I think we're supposed to get up near 80, I think, but it is overcast, though. We don't have any rain in the forecast, but it is overcast, so I'm just waiting to see what it's supposed to do. But I hope we don't get any more rain, because I got to cut the grass again every time it rains. I got to mow, and I guess after a while you like to get at least 2 mows in. But anyway, right now conditions are not bad here. I'm hearing copying just about everybody over here. I had a lot of trouble with Cliff, and of course Jack. He's way too close to me. I do catch him a little bit every once in a while. But as far as the question goes, I think I'm just going to go with the lemmings. I'll go with the Delta. W2WLD K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Very fine, Charlie. And you're coming through well, so I'm sure I would have heard Jack. Joe, W5ABI, W2WLD. You're up, sir.
Yeah, W2WLD and the Flyers, W5ABI. You know, it's kind of thanks for running the left early to morning all the Flyers. Conditions are terrible here this morning. I'm talking to you, but everybody else in the SCR is eating. I had a switch from the Georgia SCR. They're pretty well. Had a horrible day after 12 noon yesterday with tough storms and 65-mile-an-hour winds. It's still standing into the distance, so anyhow, we're in store for more after 12 noon. So this is about the worst it's seen in 20 years, what they tell me. Anyhow, boy, I saw plenty of F8 take off and land on the Hancock. And we were off the Yankee station off Vietnam, so I didn't realize it could go that fast. Anyhow, it was a beautiful airplane. We had the A4 too. Anyhow, we'll be hearing about it. Back to you, Joe. Move on south. I think that's it. W2WLD, W5ABI.
Okay, got it, Joe. And your signal has held up throughout the net. Very comfortable copy. And, you know, those hex beams, I don't have one, but they apparently are a lot hardier than they look from what I've heard. They withstand quite a bit of wind and dust. So, very good. Glad you didn't suffer a loss there. Let's go to Professor Bob, NX6 retractable gear, W2WLD.
W2WLD, this is NX6RG. Well, good morning, Bill. Good morning to all the Flyers. Boy, we got a bright, sunshiny day here in Northern California. A little bit chilly, but I think the rains have passed, and we're looking at some really nice weather today. Anyway, boy, interesting question, and I was tempted to go with the F-100, but it runs in my mind that wasn't quite there yet for the 1,000 mile an hour barrier. So I guess my next choice between C and D, since you're a Navy guy anyway, I'm going to go with Delta and see how that works out. Don't really know the answer, but a friend of mine from work used to fly the F-8, and he was a Marine and really interesting guy, and loved that airplane. Anyway, I'm going to go with Delta. And I'm going to be one and done, Bill. I'm going to listen out for the answer, but I'm going to go take Schroeder for his walk here this morning shortly. W2WLD, NX6RG.
Very fine, Bob, and enjoy your walk. And we've got your answer. Got a little story about an F8, but I don't think I'll bore everybody with it today. Let's see, Mike. KQ6E, W2WLD. Good morning, Mike.
W2WLD and KQ6E. I'm not doing myself on the SCR, so everybody can hear me. My computer crashed this morning. We finally got it back up and running and everything connected, so hopefully it's working. But, yeah, it's been a tough week here. The XYL was in the hospital for a week, and so we were off with her every day in the morning to visit and stay with her. She was in intensive care for 6 days, so she's doing fine. She's up and about, and it seems like she's pretty much back to normal, so we're happy with that, and back on the air. So good to hear everybody, and sorry I missed all the stuff this week. On the weather here, I don't know what happened. It's only getting up to 59 degrees today, but the snowbirds left and so did the weather. But what can I say? But on the question, I'm going to go with the group and say Delta. When I was first at Constantine, our complex was right on. We used to get transient aircraft. We used to see the F-8s every once in a while come in and Don Sanuk and park there, and God knows what they were doing, but at least they were there on TD Moscow. But I'm going to go with Delta and see how we do. So hopefully you're copying, so we'll back to you. W2WLD in the group, KQ6E.
Okay, Mike. Well, you weren't moving the needle much, but I did copy, and I got your answer as Delta. Let's see, Mike, KF0OPE, W2WLD. Mike, you're up.
Well, good morning, Bill, and all our flyers and visitors on the net this morning. It's a cool, rainy morning here. We got a lot of rain and storms overnight last night. Looking forward for the sun to come out later today. I'm going to go with Delta. A good, very dear friend of mine, retired Marine 06. He started in J3 Cubs in World War II. That's what he learned to fly in, and he finished his career in F8. So I'm going to go with F8 on Delta. Back to W2WLD and the net, KF0OP.
Okay, Mike, got your answer. And by the way, your S9, beautiful signal. All right, I know I can see from NetLogger we have some listeners, receive only. Want to recognize Bob, W7ASH in the state of Washington, and also Norm in Illinois, N9KJN. Good morning, gents. And we also have a shortwave listener logged in, Joel, from parts unknown, but good morning, Joel. Glad you're in there. All right, did I miss anyone on the original list? Did I miss anyone from the original list? Call now. Okay, let me go through the question, and then we'll see if there are any late check-ins before we start our 73 round. The question was, what was the first jet fighter in American service to reach 1,000 miles per hour? Answer alpha was the F-100 Super Sabre, which was the first aircraft designed to fly supersonic in level flight. And I think Lee mentioned that. That's the significance of the F-100, the first designed to fly supersonic in level flight. Bravo, the F-86 Sabre, was not designed to be a supersonic aircraft, but could break the sound barrier. So the F-86 Sabre, not designed to be supersonic, but it could break the sound barrier. The F-11F Tiger was Grumman's first supersonic aircraft. So the Tiger was Grumman's first supersonic aircraft. And that brings us to Delta, the F-8 Crusader, which on a test flight in 1956 hit 1,015 miles per hour. So the answer, as most of you discerned, was Delta, the F-8 Crusader. All right, break. Are there any late check-ins for the Air Force's Flyers Club? Call now. All right, nothing here. Let's start the 73 round. John, if Don is still there, would you bring him in, please?
Wilco, K0ZNC, Don, you're up. WA6LJS simulcast for the 73 round.
So we'll tomorrow morning. So 7 Rose. That is a back to you, Bill. W2WLD
WA6LJS, back to net.
Okay, have a great day, Don. 73 to you, and John, thank you for the relay. Let's go to our mobiles. Clifford, W5CIX, W2WLD, 73. Okay, Cliff, stay safe out there. And the answer was Delta, and the first person to get the correct answer was Larry, KB0LTT, W2WLD, 73, Larry.
Yeah, 73, Bill. I had to drop down to low power here because my antenna's getting iced over. I'm getting sleet and freezing rain and stuff right now. So best 73s all the way around. Everybody have a good day. KB0LTT Mobile. Back to you, Bill.
Okay, Larry, be careful. Keep the shiny side up. Mike, WW5ENT, 73, Mike.
Okay, W2WLD, great net, had a lot of fun, and boy, your signal really jumped up towards the end there. You started out, down below 9, now you're above 9, so good signal strength there, and take care, and 73s, everybody, WW5ENT, back to net.
Yeah, ditto, Mike. You're peaking at 10 over S9 now. Let's go to Lee, N5, Bravo Echo, W2WLD, 73, Lee.
Yeah, W2WLD N5BE. Interesting that the first airplane that went supersonic, 1,000 miles an hour in a straight line was not an American airplane. It was a British airplane. And some of the technology from that test bed went to the Concorde. Crazy as it sounds. This is a very interesting period in aviation history for me because the technology kept leapfrogging each other, and airplanes became obsolete almost by the time they got delivered. So the propulsion technology and the aerodynamic technology kept leapfrogging each other so quickly, and it probably never to be seen again, but that certainly spawned the 100 series aircraft that we all know and love. So, Bill, thank you for the question. I really enjoyed it, and it brought back some of my history findings from back when I was starting to be an engineer. I really enjoyed this one. W2WLD N5B.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And were you doing net? I'm not sure who was doing net logging today. Was that you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's go to our commander, K1BOB, W2WLD, 73, Bob.
W2WLD, K1BOB, Idaho. Very good, Bill. I enjoyed your question, and it put a question in my mind. That pilot is basically sitting on top of the engine, is he not? Is he in the fan blade section? I think that might bother me. My first introduction to the airport with an accident was a 135 on the ramp. They did an engine run, and it put a fan blade right through one of the tanks in the fuselage, and they had to watch that KC-135 burn on the ramp because there was nothing they could do with the gear started on fire. You can't get it out. Anyway, on that happy note, K1BOB, I enjoyed the question, Bill.
Okay, 73, Bob. Lee, W4PUO 73.
W2WLD, W4PUO 73 to you, Bill, and to all the net. And enjoyed the question. It brought back a few memories of early aerodynamics, but I just didn't calculate the speeds correctly. That's about 1.2 or 3, something like that. And, I think the Zipper, the F-104, was the first one to get up to Mach 2, but I'm not sure of that either. and on up to the next and the next and the next, and now we're hypersonic. The W2WLD, W4PUO 73 to all.
Okay, very good, Lee. And the question, as I was putting it together, lent itself to coming up with some fairly good distractors, but hard to fool this group on anything aviation. Let's go to John, WA6LJS. I hope I haven't lost you, John, 73.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Well, I lost you locally. You went down into my noise locally, but I'm copying you okay on SDR2. So not real strong, but very Q5. Anyway, good net today. Thanks for running it, and we'll turn it back to you. And I'll be over to Echolink for a minute or two after the net. W2WLD, WA60JS.
Okay, John. Thank you for the help today with simulcast. Carl, KF7GJO 73.
Okay, Bill. Yeah. Sorry about that. Had a choking spell. Good net this morning, and thank goodness for Utah that I was able to bring everybody in. And 73s, everybody have a fantastic day. We'll try this again tomorrow. W2WLD, KF7GJO.
Well, you came up, you're peaking an S8, so things are changing, and not always in the right direction. Let's go to Dale, W5OG, W2WLD. Thank you for the help today, Dale.
Okay, Bill. Yeah, thanks for a good question, and always a good net. Enjoyed the visit. 7-3, everybody. See you over on Echolink afterwards for a few minutes there, Bill. W2WLD, have a great day. W5OG.
You also. K8 Alpha Fox, W2WLD. 73, Russ. Kilo 8 Alpha Foxtrot, W2WLD. You there?
K8 Alpha Foxtrot, 7-3 round, Russ. You're up. W5OG relay. Don't hear him here, Bill.
Okay, maybe left us early. Ray, WB2JJO, W2WLD. 73, Ray.
W2WLD from WB2JJO. Well, I'll tell you what there, Mr. Bill, that was a great question, great net. It's kind of tough to copy a lot of the people, but I was able to do it. So anyway, thank you for the net. Thank you for the time that you spent to research the question, and we'll check you further on down the line for sure. W2WLD, WB2JJO, 7-3,
Well, you're welcome, Ray. Let's see if our guest maybe is still here or came back. Kilo Yankee 4, Hotel Alpha Mike. Bobby, are you there? Nothing heard. How about you, Jack? KM4CAX, W2WLD, 73. Nope, nothing there. Brian, WB5DRI, 73, Brian.
Okay, Bill, W2WLD, WB5DRI. Well, great net, Bill. Thanks again for getting us in there this morning, and great question there. I think that F8 was used very, very successfully in Vietnam there, I guess, from what I understand. That was an amazing airplane. 73s, everybody. Everybody have a great day out there, and we'll look to do this again tomorrow. W2WLD, WB5DRI, back to net. Good day, everybody.
Good day to you, Brian, and hopefully we'll all be in here tomorrow. Charlie, K4YDB, W2WLD, 73.
W2WLD, K4YDB. Well, good net today, Bill. Thanks for running it. 7-3s, everybody. Everybody have a great day, and we will be here tomorrow. K4YDB back to net.
73. Let's go to Joe, W5ABI, 73, Joe.
W2WLD, W5ABI. Yeah, good book. You're about the only one I copied on the radio, Bill. Everybody else, I had to use the Georgia FDR. Charlie was okay, and a few other stations, but boy, conditions were terrible here. Anyhow, thanks for running the net. Thanks for the question. Brought back old memories. W2WLD, W5ABI.
No, you're welcome, Joe. Yeah, it's kind of a weird day for propagation, but hey, we're almost done here. Let's try Mike. KQ6E, W2WLD, 73, Mike.
W2WLD, and this KQ6E. Good to be back on. Good to hear everybody, and hopefully you'll be able to make it back on tomorrow and keep things going. So we're trying to pick up from all this stuff around the house because we were out for a week. So anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. W2WLD in the group, KQ6E.
73, Mike. Let's go to another Mike, KF0OPE, W2WLD, 73.
Well, good net today, Bill. Thanks for getting everybody in there. Thanks, Lee, for doing NetLogger. Everybody have a great day. 7-3s. Back to W2WLD in the net, KF0OPE.
Okay, excellent. Well, by my reckoning, that's the bottom of the list. Did I miss anyone? Call now. Nothing heard. This has been the Wednesday edition of the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. And thank you to all who participated as check-ins. Special thanks to those who helped with relays and NetLogger and John with the simulcast. This net is now closed. 73 all. W2WLD, upstate New York, off and clear.